All right, we'll go ahead and get started. We've got Elizabeth Williams here. If you have a question for her, go ahead and raise your hand and I'll call on you. Spencer Nussbaum, we'll start with you. Go ahead.
Hey, Elizabeth, how are you doing?
Doing well, how are you?
I'm doing well, and I'm happy to hear that. I have a bit of a multi-part question here, so my apologies for that. I know you and members of the Players Union met with Senator Booker yesterday to talk about the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act, as well as maternal health. Could you expand on what those discussions look like, why it was important, and what the future of activism, as it relates to the bill and maternal health and justice and policing, what that all looks like?
Yeah, obviously we were really excited to have Senator Booker talk with us. And when we think about a lot of our social justice work, we wanted to make sure that we connect the dots between, the women of our league and voting and all these initiatives. So for him, he just expanded on what these bills are about and how we can help. We had questions on how we can help, how we can, garner the 60 votes that are needed in the Senate. And we talked about connecting the dots. We have so many player moms in our league. And a lot of what that bill talks about is childcare, is, making sure that, maternal health is not the greatest in the US, and that's disappointing. And so we just talked about being a league of Black women and Black mothers, how we can connect the dots between that. So it was just a really good conversation.
Angel Gray, go ahead.
Thank you for sharing that first off. But then also, I just have two basketball questions, and I know it's kind of weird even asking basketball questions at this point. But I just wanted to get your take on, just the growth that you've seen between you and Courtney Williams in this season alone. What's the difference for you guys?
Yeah, I think this road trip was great for us. Sometimes on the road, you can find a little more focus. There's a lot less distractions. So it was great that we were able to pick those wins up. And I think, for me, it's just being the anchor of the defense, being a communicator back there, and trying to dictate in that way. And I think Courtney has done a great job of finding her spots and finding her shots, and she's knocked down a lot of those shots. So we're going to continue to play within our offense and within what we're trying to do. But I think especially on this last road trip, we've done a good job of that, and we want to build that tonight.
And then when you see Tiffany Hayes go off, it's like she almost didn't, skip a beat. What's it like for you guys to have that impact? And are you surprised that it only took her just a few games to find her rhythm?
Oh, I'm not surprised at all. I was joking with Tip. I feel like I haven't played with her in forever, but a lot of people know she had a really great overseas season, and she did a good job of bringing that momentum here with us. But I'm not at all surprised, and I'm always excited when she goes off because I think she's one of the toughest players to guard in this league.
Rafiq Lewison, go ahead.
In the other game, you managed to see Eric McDonald finally get more involved in the offensive end in the second quarter, whether it's from shooting or in the passing. What are your impressions about that?
Could you repeat that? I didn't hear the first part, sorry.
Eric McDonald managed to get 9 points in the last game in the win against the Chicago Sky. How good is it to finally see her get more involved in the offensive end, whether it's in scoring or in passing?
I mean, it's huge. We obviously picked her up for a reason. I was a huge fan of her as a college player, and I'm still a huge fan of her now. She's one of the hardest workers in practice every day. So it's great to see that translate into the game, and I think her confidence is going to continue to grow. But yeah, moving forward, she's a big part of what we do.
And last question, we'll go back to Spencer. Go ahead.
Yeah, another kind of non-basketball question from me. I know you can't necessarily meet with politicians every week, but how often are you meeting with other members of the Players Union and just talking with other players around the league as it relates to social justice? And how have those conversations kind of evolved from last year?
Yeah, I think we probably met a couple of weeks ago. It's a little harder when the season starts, especially this season, because it feels more normal. So I think basketball has taken the priority just because everyone's getting back into things. But, we do try to meet periodically, and we still have our group chats and can throw ideas out that way. But, the social justice won't get lost, but I think coming into this type of season and kind of getting back into normalcy, we're adjusting how much time we spend on that.
All right, thanks so much, E.
Thank you.